a Stackelberg duopoly. So it means that one player goes after the other. And what we want to use backward induction to work out what quantity Q would choose, knowing their profit function and what Q1 has chosen. So the profit function of Q of 2 is P Q minus C, should be like that, times by Q2 equals, we get 50 minus Q, so 50, and we know Q is composed of Q1 and Q2, so it's 50 minus Q1 minus Q2 minus 10, because we know that the marginal cost is 10, and we times that by Q2, and then what we can do is we can simplify that to get 40 minus Q1 minus Q2 times by Q2, and then we can differentiate it to find the optimal price at which they're going to choose. So to Q2, that should be profit of 2. So we got 40 minus Q1 minus 2Q2, which means that Q2 equals 40, this should be Q1, minus Q1 over 2. Okay, so that's what firm 2 will choose, what quantity they'll choose. So let's move on, that's just the first step. Let's move on to step 2, which is working out what firm 1 will do. So the profit of 1 is the same. It'll be B, Q, minus C, but times by Q1, equals 50 minus Q1 minus Q2 minus 10, again, times by Q1. Which means we can simplify that again. Equals 40 minus Q1 minus Q2 times by Q1. We now know what Q2 is, so we can now substitute that Q2 there. So we can do 40 minus, scroll down a little bit, 40 minus Q1 minus 40 minus Q1 over 2 times by Q1. And now what we can do is we can simplify this. It should all be profits. So that we get 40Q1 minus Q1 squared minus 40 times by Q1 minus Q1 squared again over 2. And then we times them all by 2, so we know profit equals 80Q1 minus 2 Q1 squared minus 40Q1, and then add Q1 squared. So then profit equals negative Q1 squared plus 40. And now we can differentiate to work out the profit of Q1 with the optimum profit with respect to Q1. So we know that at negative 2, this should be 40 Q1. So negative 2 Q1, or just 2 Q1 equals 40. Sorry. So Q1 therefore equals 20. We know the quantity at which they'll set it. From earlier, we have our equation here. We know Q2 equals 40 minus Q1 over 2. So we can sub that in. So we know that Q2 equals 40 minus Q2. Is it 40? Yeah, 40 minus Q1 over 2. So 40 minus 20 over 2. So Q2 equals 10. Okay, so these are the both quantities I'll be setting at. What we can do now is we can work out the profit that each one receives. So in the profit function from earlier is just 50 minus Q1 minus Q2 minus 10, which is the MC, times by the respective, so it's Q1 or Q2. So if we want to work out the profit for each one, its profit equals 50 minus Q1 is 20, minus Q2 is 10, minus 10, and then times by, so for Q1, times by 20, and then profit for Q2 2 is the same. So it's 50 minus 20 minus 10 minus 10, but this time we're timesing by Q2, which is 10. So our profit for this is 10 times 20, which is 200. And our profit for this is 10 times 10 equals 100.